What's up, y'all? We just got the latest chapter of Kagurabachi, chapter 70, and what a chapter it was. It's crazy because it feels like we got way more than 70 chapters, and I guess that's because of all the content that we get in each chapter. Because it be feeling like we should be at 150, maybe even 200. But no, we just at chapter 70. It's crazy to me. And every chapter has been fire. Let me knock on wood. You know what I'm saying? At least from me, I think every chapter's been fire. Now, you guys already know what time it is. I work every other Sunday. So this Sunday I am at work, but hopefully you guys can respect the hustle and thumb up the video and go ahead and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. It ain't going to be too many edits in this video, probably just one picture. So hopefully you read the chapter and you know what parts I'm talking about. With that being said, let's get into it. Oh yeah, thumb up the damn video. What are you waiting for? Hey, look. I know I was a Super Sojo fan when I started this series, and I said to myself, no one can top this guy. He's going to be the best villain that we've ever gotten in this series, and the rest of the villains are just going to feel like trash compared to Sojo. And boy, was I wrong. And I'm glad I was wrong. Your boy Hiko is a next level villain, man. Like, yo, he is the GOAT right now. I'm sorry, this dude is awesome. And Hiko, I know I'm shortening his name. I'm just saying the back end. I'm not saying the whole name. Yeah, that shit's too hard for me to say. My tongue don't work like that. But pause. But yo, Hiko, he's just that guy. To find out that at the age of 3, this dude killed a man. At the age of 3. Now, when you think of that, you're gonna be like, yo, he must have had some type of weapon, a gun, something in his hand. Nah, the bro ain't had none of that. He used his mouth. That's insane to me. He bit a man to death. Can you imagine that guy in the afterlife and everyone sharing how they got taken out? Like, yeah, man, I fought 100 people, man. They shot me with 100 arrows. They got me. Oh, another person. Oh, yeah, man, I fought like 6 swordsmen, but when I got to the last one, they got me. How did you die? Well, it was this 3-year-old. I know what you're thinking. Nah, he was dangerous, man. He bit me a lot of times. I died. It's like, yo, I would be straight laughing like, yo, bro, go that way. You don't deserve to be here, man. Go that way, yo. Get out of here. That's how I would be in that type of situation if I was to see that guy in the afterlife. Not that I want to go to the afterlife, but you get what I'm saying. But to find out that he did that, and to find out that he developed his own skill that's pretty much instinct, where he's able to use spirit energy so naturally, it's just like second nature to this guy. Like, it's nothing for him to use his spirit energy. He's been using it at such a young age because he's been fighting since he was such a young, a very young child. It's just insane to me, yo. This chapter really made him look like the GOAT that he deserves to be called. And hopefully this guy doesn't meet his end no time soon in the series. I really hope so, because this character is built up so nicely that it's just like, I want to see more from him. I want to be on a journey to see this dude growth, because we've seen some of his growth, but I want to see even more growth come from this guy. Like, just the stuff he displayed in this chapter alone probably have people, like, if they were to read this chapter for the very first time, they would be like, yo, that's my guy. That's my character right there. That's my favorite character in the series, and I just hope we get so much more of him. Hopefully he's not, done by the end of this arc. I want to see him in the future arcs as well. Also, Eori, she's a GOAT too. She's a GOAT in her own right as well. We find out that only 3 people mastered that sword style. We know Samura was one of them. The other one was the other sword bearer that got taken out by Samura not too long ago. And it seems as if Eori is the third person, which is insane to me. Now, I know her memories are unlocked now, and she has all her fighting styles that she's mastered, when she was younger. But I'm very curious, can her body keep up with the techniques that she acquired? Because she hasn't been training. She's been living a civilian life this whole time since her memory's been wiped. And now that she has her memory back, just because she has the skill doesn't necessarily mean her body will be able to keep up with those skills. So I'm very curious, will we see her shortcomings in the near future of the series? Will we even see someone like Hiko or Kaguri, face off against her and they get the upper hand because her body won't move the way she wants it to move, or the way it used to move when she was, very skilled with her movements? Maybe we'll find out in the future. I'm not exactly sure, but let's get into the chapter, man. It starts off where you got your boy Chihiro and Hiko, they're facing off against one another. And we have this hilarious moment. That's why I really like Hiko, because he brings comedy as well as, fear to the series. But you have it where he's like, oh, so that kid's going up there to deliver something to, Eori that can help her out. I think I'm gonna go upstairs right now and stop that. Like, the fact that he said that is just so hilarious. And the way they drew him on the panel, just hitting the button to the elevator, that shit had me dying laughing at the desk at work. And you got Chihiro like, yo, I'm gonna stop you. You have it where they clash swords, and then that's when they go to the creator of the white purity style. You have it where he's pretty much telling his tale on how he developed this technique, and when he developed this stance in order to achieve top speed while battling his foes, everyone laughed at him. And this is where the guy makes that statement that's so damn cold. He's like, yo, after I perfected my style, all those who laughed and joked me for my stance and my skills, they're not around to talk about it. Yo, that's just goated. That shit is goated. Now, apparently they were looking at it and saying it's very hard and complex to do, because when you switch one sword to the other hand, you kind of disrupt the flow of your spirit energy unless you're, really good on focusing on it. So that was the downfall. So I guess these other ninjas back in the day, or swordsmen back in the day, they weren't able to switch hands with their, with their swords without disrupting their spirit energy. And apparently the key to it is maintaining that balance, not letting it run amok, not letting your spirit energy run amok. And that's the key to it. And I ain't gonna lie, the design of this old man who's talking about his sword skill, he looked like a dope ass character. I wonder if we're gonna see him at some point in the future of the story. But you got it where, Ro is the one telling Chihiro all of this about the creator of that style. Now, when Ro goes to say the only 3 people master, and he was referring to, Samura, the other sword bearer that got taken out, and, Samura's daughter, I'm curious, like, does that mean Ro and the other ninjas haven't perfected it themselves? But anyway, it jumps back to Chihiro as he's facing off against Hiko, and you see Hiko running towards Chihiro, and he tosses the sword from one hand to the other, and he does it so quickly, like, it just looks crazy. And you got it where Chihiro is thinking to himself, like, yo, well, not Chihiro, but one of the people that works in the hotel they're looking at Hiko and seeing how amazing that this guy is with his sword play and how freely he's able to move it. It was like, yo, when they first saw this guy, they thought he was an amateur, but he's actually learning how to fight while he fight. And you see that he made his own sword style that's called, pure impulse, pure instinct. And that's just, yo, that is insane. That's probably going to be the title of this video. That's insane. But you got it with Chihiro. He has his own skills as well. His ability to observe and, observation. He has that as well. And he's actually been watching everyone use the purity style so that he can master it himself. But you got it where he sees a slash towards Hiko. Hiko dodges it. Next thing you know, Hiko's saying like, yo, you keep doing that crazy stance. Let me give it a try. And while he's in the air, he does the same purity style, and he does it on Chihiro. It hits him with so much force that it sends him flying back. And you got it where, he gets to the elevator. He goes up to go fight the girl, or stop, to capture Samura's daughter. And as he's going up the elevator, he's thinking to himself like, man, it's a little tricky. That move's a bit tricky, but I will master it. So Hiko is saying that to himself, like, after only seeing it perform just one time by Chihiro, he's already learning how to do it himself. And Chihiro is thinking about what he needs to do to perfect the move himself. You got it where the elevator door opens up on the top of the roof, and they both have the stance. They both about to clash with one another. And the way the author draws these panels of their faces moving that fast, it's just insane. It looks like they're just clashing, running towards one another through a whole pile of enemies that's fighting on the roof against, Eori, and she's taking them out as well. And you have it where Eori is slicing down all of these people. She's moving so easily, so fast that none of these amateur henchmen can actually touch her or take her down. But you got it where Chihiro is watching her as she uses the the purity style. He's seeing it all right before his eyes, and about his ability of observation. He's seeing it right before him, and he's like, yo, her memories must be unsealed, they must be unlocked. And then he uses what he sees from her to actually use the purity style for himself, as well as Hiko's doing it after only seeing it perform once. And you have it where both of them clashes swords, and it looks as if Hiko has taken a slash from Chihiro, and that's how the chapter ends. And Chihiro looks at Eori, and he's like, yo, she knows everything now. And that's how the chapter ends. Like I said, this chapter was amazing. I loved it from start to finish. But I'm curious to hear y'all thoughts on the matter. Let me know down below, and I'll catch y'all in the next one, man. Peace.